Have you ever felt like you're standing on the edge of a cliff, not a real one, but a mental one, where one more push, one more tiny stressor could send you tumbling over? We've all heard the phrase snapped, but what does that actually mean? What is happening inside our minds in that split second before control is lost? Today, we're going on a deep dive, an anatomical exploration of a breakdown, to understand the intricate psychological and neurological processes that lead to that breaking point. This isn't about judgment, it's about understanding. Because by understanding the mechanism, we can learn to spot the warning signs in ourselves and in others, and maybe, just maybe, learn how to step back from that edge. First, let's clear up a misconception. A snap is rarely a sudden event. It's almost always the culmination of a long, slow burn. Think of it like a dam. For weeks, months, or even years, pressure has been building up behind it. This pressure comes from all sides: work stress, relationship problems, financial worries, unresolved trauma, or chronic anxiety. Each stressor is like another gallon of water pressing against the wall. Our brains are incredibly resilient, designed to manage a certain amount of this pressure. We have coping mechanisms, emotional regulation systems that act like release valves, letting out a little bit of steam here and there. Maybe you vent to a friend, go for a run, or lose yourself in a hobby. These are all healthy ways our minds try to maintain equilibrium. But what happens when the pressure builds faster than our release valves can handle? Or what if our coping mechanisms start to fail? This is where the trouble begins. Inside the brain, the amygdala, our emotional command center, starts working overtime. It's constantly screaming threat, danger, even when there isn't an immediate physical one. In response, the body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate increases, your breathing becomes shallow, your muscles tense up. You are in a perpetual state of fight or flight. Living like this is exhausting. It's like trying to run a marathon every single day without a finish line in sight. This prolonged state of high alert is what we call chronic stress, and it's the primary fuel for a breakdown. As chronic stress wears down our resources, our prefrontal cortex begins to lose its grip. The prefrontal cortex is the CEO of our brain. It's responsible for rational thought, decision-making, impulse control, and emotional regulation. It's the part of your brain that says, okay, take a deep breath, let's think this through. Under the relentless assault of stress hormones, the connection between the rational prefrontal cortex and the emotional amygdala starts to weaken. Communication breaks down. The CEO can no longer effectively manage the frantic, panicking employee in the mailroom. You might notice this as difficulty concentrating, memory lapses, irritability, and poor judgment. You're trying to keep it together, but the internal system is becoming more and more chaotic. This leads to a stage many people experience right before a breakdown: emotional numbness or dissociation. It's a defense mechanism. The mind, overwhelmed by constant emotional pain and anxiety, essentially tries to unplug itself. You might feel detached from your own body, like you're watching your life as a movie. Things that used to make you happy or sad now evoke nothing. It's a strange, empty feeling, a quiet before the storm. But this isn't peace. It's the system powering down critical functions to conserve what little energy it has left. The dam is starting to show cracks. Water is seeping through. You're isolating yourself. Your world is shrinking, and you feel profoundly alone, even in a crowded room. And then comes the final straw. It's rarely a big event. It's the spilled coffee, the missed bus, a casual, slightly critical comment from a co-worker, a seemingly insignificant trigger that, on any other day, you would have brushed off. But today, the dam can't hold another drop. This tiny, final stressor is the one that causes a catastrophic failure. The prefrontal cortex goes completely offline. The amygdala hijacks the entire system. All that pent-up pressure, the anger, the fear, the sadness, the frustration, erupts uncontrollably. This is the snap. It can manifest in different ways: an explosive outburst of anger, a flood of uncontrollable sobbing, a panic attack that feels like you're dying, or a complete shutdown where you can't move or speak. From the outside, it looks like a sudden, shocking overreaction to a minor problem. But from the inside, it's the inevitable logical conclusion to a system that has been overloaded for far too long. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that a person has been trying to be strong for too long. After the storm passes, what's left is often exhaustion, shame, and confusion. The dam has burst, the pressure is released, but the landscape is flooded and damaged. Rebuilding takes time and support. This is the crucial moment to reach out. The breakdown itself is a distress signal, the loudest one your mind can send, screaming that it needs help. So, how do we prevent the dam from breaking in the first place? It starts with recognizing the signs of rising water. Are you constantly irritable? Are you having trouble sleeping? Have you lost interest in things you once loved? Are you withdrawing from friends and family? These are not just bad moods. They are warning lights on your internal dashboard. We need to normalize talking about this pressure. Instead of saying, "I'm fine," try saying, "Honestly, I'm feeling overwhelmed." We need to invest in our mental infrastructure, strengthening our coping mechanisms. This could mean therapy, meditation, regular exercise, setting firm boundaries at work and in our personal lives, or simply making time for genuine rest and joy. It's about performing regular maintenance on your dam, not waiting until you see the cracks. If you see a friend who seems to be struggling under immense pressure, don't be afraid to ask if they're okay. Don't try to solve their problems. Just listen. Offering a safe space to vent can be a powerful release valve. A breakdown is a terrifying experience, but it can also be a turning point. It's an opportunity to reevaluate, to rebuild on a stronger foundation, and to learn how to manage the waters of life in a healthier, more sustainable way. You are not broken, you are overwhelmed, and being overwhelmed is a human experience that deserves compassion, not judgment. If you feel like you are at your breaking point, or know someone who is, please know that help is available and effective. Reaching out to a mental health professional, a crisis hotline, or even a trusted friend or family member is a sign of immense strength. It's the first step to relieving that pressure and beginning the process of healing. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Let's start treating it that way. Thank you for taking this deep dive with me today. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking it and sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message. Subscribe for more content that explores the complexities of the human mind. Take care of yourselves and each other.